have all worked with the pulse ox before, right? There's
No,
lots
not
of-
everybody has their,
Not
that's the thing,
everybody
that's why
has.
we're doing it,
Oh,
so
okay.
people haven't even seen them before.
All right, so here's 3 different models, this yellow one being the oldest, and then on the floor you might see something like this, which also has the temperature and the blood pressure. Every one of them is going to have an on-off button. Most of the time they're going to have that 0, it looks like a fraction with 2 zeros on the top for an on-off button. See on these models, they're green, okay? On here, it's obviously red. Most of the time you're just going to turn on, not most of the time, you're just going to turn on the machine. It doesn't matter which one. This is the oldest one in our group, so hopefully you're finding something a little more current that you're going to come across. Turn it on, it's going to give you a display. It's going to tell you the sensor's on. You're going to pick a finger. I like to use the ring finger. It's kind of a finger that's not as calloused on most people. A lot of times you'll see people put it on these index fingers, and we use these fingers all the time. So yeah, you might have some callousing there where you're not going to get necessarily the best reading. Just place it on the patient's finger. It's going to blink a little bit, and then you'll see it should give you some numbers.
Yeah, so if you personally have a good reading.
Yeah, you always hope that you're about 99 and you've had enough coffee that your heart rate's really nice and high this morning. And you can see on the left side of the machine, the green bars are going up. That's indicating my pulse. So you always want to, when you put that on, you want to make sure you're getting a good, strong reading, and that's how you can tell. You should have full bars kind of going up to the top. Now, some of our more elderly people, you're going to take what you get. You're just going to take the best one that you get. But if it's way down here and it's red, it's not giving a good signal, chances are your oxygen reading is going to not be accurate. Okay, because it works just with blue infrared lights on all these little capillary beds. So you walk into somebody's room, they've got nice blue fingers, they've got cold fingers. Probably not going to get a good reading. You can still try. You can try warming your hand up, things like that. Usually you guys don't have the opportunity to use an ear oximeter, but they do have them. And sometimes you'll see in patient rooms, people will have the one that's taped around their finger. And that is the same technology as this, it's just taped around, usually because they're going to wear it overnight or something. When you're done with it on a patient, you just use an alcohol-based cleanser, like an alcohol prep pad is fine. Most, you're not going to put it on an open wound or anything like that.
So anyway,
So you're just kind of wiping off the inside here. In between patients is good enough and letting it dry in between.
And you can use the other.
You could use the purple wipe if you wanted, yeah. Especially if something gets soiled on the outside, if some spills on it or something, hopefully not. But you could use the purple sandy wipes too, in between, and you could wipe off the cord. But, most contacts come in right here, so I just like to wipe it in between.
hopefully things for a while, and I thought, oh, I should
Questions about it? It's pretty straightforward. The hardest challenge is going to be when you first put it on. Don't just take that first number you see. Wait 10 seconds, 30 seconds. Make sure you have a good strong pulse. And if somebody has on very dark nail polish, you're probably not going to get a reading. So then you might want to go ahead and get some nail polish. Or if somebody has acrylic nails, you can have trouble with that too. Are you guys usually walking people around? Or is it more you're sitting down? Both.
perhaps.
Sometimes I've done it on people's toes, which is also an acceptable sight, but obviously if you're walking, that's not going to work out so well. So you just do the best you can. These are handy if you're walking around, obviously, because you can wheel it, depending on how much other things you have. I showed you how to turn that on, and it's got the same. So this is always a challenge on the floor too, right? Because these baskets get all tangled up, as do the Massimos that are up on the wall. So, but it's the same kind of problem. Okay. The ones that are taped on the fingers, I don't believe can be plugged into this, so you would have to, disconnect the patient if they're on one of those monitors. Disconnect that one if you're going to be walking around. Otherwise, you could use it in that too. And we didn't bring one of those down.
What do you need?
The ones that the Massimos that they leave up in the room, and you use
yeah,
a probe that tapes on. I didn't think about you know, if somebody's just sitting in bed and you wanna check them that way, obviously, sometimes you'll walk in a room and you'll see them, right?
Yeah.
It's already.
It's already on the patient,
Yeah.
and then you don't have to use one of these if it's already on the patient and you're not planning on leaving the room. Sounds straightforward enough?
So we get to
Test someone.
test
Yeah.
and,
And you guys have packets that go into more detail about different things, carbon monoxide and that kind of stuff. We don't detect carbon monoxide with this, only our oxygen.
and there are answers to the quiz
Are back over
are
the
back
corner.
there, so once you've taken the quiz, score yourself, but
Yep.
both Erica and I, are you testing too for this? Or, but we're just grab a pulse ox and test your private cut, give it, and then we'll sign off on your procedure.
Marking sheets.
Mhm.
Straightforward enough?
Patty, what do you